Hey everybody. Um, I flipped through that real quick just because I like to do that. Since I'm doing this another remark on 24-page ash can. Yeah, it's a black and white ash can size too. It's I think 5 by 7.5 or 5 by 7. This took me about 2 hours 40 minutes around there, and I sped it up to 6 times. Um, The pens I'm using are Art X with like two R's. They're kind of spendy. I don't think they're the expensive kind, really, because they always seem to be on sale or have some type of deal going on. Which it's been going on for so long that I think that that's just their regular price. I mean, there are cheaper ones and there are more expensive ones. And I think I say this every time I'm using these acrylic markers is that David Finch and Eric Grove recommend just getting the really cheap one, the cheapest ones you can find, really, to do these sketch kind of things. Um, well, sketch for them really because they go do it really fast, like an hour at the most, I think. Whereas this took me almost 3 hours to do, so I'm just trying to like I think I how much detail I was trying to put in this one. I might as well have just used a paintbrush and got acrylic markers or got acrylic paints. Might have been easier. I don't know. But I mean, that's kind of the fun about this too, is trying to figure everything out. Um, and this is Sakal again, the ancient mutant. Okay, wait, hang on a second. Let me do that again. The psychopathic ancient mutant vampire. Um, he's like a monster among vampires, even in this my comic that I'm working on. Vampires live with, or yeah, vampires and humans all live together. They know about each other, um, so they're not like some secret. However, Sakal was in a secret vampire prison, and then he breaks out because they're basically doing tests on him, trying to figure out how he could live so long and do the things that he does. That's another thing. These vampires, the normal vampires, they live about 300 to 400 years. And Sakal, he's like at least 1,000 years old because that's around how long he's been in this secret prison. Anyway, he breaks out and he goes after this kid, Henry. This kid Henry, he's been having mental problems his whole life. And now that Sakal broke out, he's hunting him down. The closer he gets to Henry's visions and mental episodes get even stronger and clearer. He can see that it's Sakal that's been like psychically torturing him his whole life. And he turns to his friend Andy. She's a police detective. After any, because he there was a pretty big murder that happened, and Sakal was the guy who did it. So, but before they could help him, Sakal abducts Henry, and then that's where Volume Two picks up. Andy joins the VACU. It's the law enforcement branch that deals with the vampire attacks. She wants to get Henry back and stop Sakal, which leads me into the Kickstarter for this. I'll leave the link in the description. It's for Volume 2 to get that funded for print. Volume 1, I know I mentioned that Henry does get abducted, but there's a few twists and turns that fleshes out a story. I think you'll like it. The art kind of, I wouldn't say drastically changes from 1 to 2, but you know, there's a bit of a learning curve difference. Um, but if you don't want to get volume 1, volume 2 is kind of catches you up what happens in volume 1 anyway. But it's an option if you would like And yeah, please check that out. All right, that's enough shilling for that. Let's get back to this. Sakal's face. This face was giving me some trouble here. 'Cause, Uh, I'm used to drawing with a pencil on paper, where you could just kind of scribble around and find shapes as opposed to just blotting on paint on. And this isn't, I don't think this is that great of a surface to be painting on for this like floppy comic. The cover is it's like glossy. In any case, this is still pretty new to me. I mean, I'll probably do a few more of these too, just to, I don't know, I find it challenging and frustrating and all that, but I like still want to keep doing it. Towards the end, you'll notice, I mean, I'll probably bring it up again, but like I thought I was done, and then I ate some food, went over to my brother's, hung out for a while. I came back later to that, well, tonight, yeah. And I turned on the lights because I was looking at it and I was like, ah, this doesn't look good enough. So I started touching up some things and I was like, ah, okay, all right, I'll start recording. And then I did like 3 or 4 minutes. And then I looked and then I did that like 3 times. I turned on the camera because I was like fixing some things and I was, oh, excuse me. I was fixing some things and then I was like, well, I might as well record this, like to show the process. Uh, it feels like I was figuring out some things when I was just doing the upper torsos of Sakal, where he's just, there was like, I don't know, whatever poses I was choosing because they were smaller than this. I'm making this guy like way bigger. It felt like I was figuring it out and I was getting done quicker. I think the quickest one took me just a little over an hour. But I imagine if I keep doing this same I don't know, pose, I guess, or a similar pose, I'll figure out some shortcuts to it. One being uh, like the details I want put out and the highlights I want put in, because these some of the highlights I was putting in, I I really didn't know what I was doing. I was just like, I think this looks fine, and then I look at it later. I was like, no, this isn't cool. And you'll see, I'll start putting in this is like I went from dark to light on this one. So when I go to the next light, the same color that I did those teeth for highlights, I a lot of it I don't like, and I just kind of like paint back over to knock it down, uh, so it doesn't stand out so much. This is I like doing I was looking at a pit comic to give me some ideas for the neck tendons. I mean that's uh, kind of like what I did with the if you see my my neck tendon video where I think I showed the pig comic. I had it on the side. I was trying to copy it. He does tendons like differently than how I see most people do them. I say he, I mean Dale Keown. Like Dale Keown does neck tendons different. To me, it's different from how other people do them because he like really shapes out these. They look like cables almost, kind of like slightly triangular cables, but they're not jagged. Um, so Mark Silvestri does some similar stuff like that, but he doesn't flesh the neck tendons out as much. And anyway, those are my two neck tendon guys I look at. Um, and then when I was so now I'm outlining everything, trying to, and I know I'm going to go over with this outline with paint again, but it just feels much more familiar to me. So I could get a better idea of like, uh, I don't know. I like that's what I think of as training wheels or a like a roadmap or a guide. So I could see what I'm looking at. Um, and I did the kind of outer gums above the teeth and below the teeth. I regretted doing that because it just stands out too much to me. But it's one of those things where you gotta do it and then look at it later and notice that you either like it or don't like it. And that's like how I learn anyway. I'm not saying I'm the fastest learner or anything, but I'll just like keep doing stuff like this over and over. Even when I like the gums thing, like even though I know it's wrong sometimes, like I'll try doing stuff like that, and I'm like, why am I doing this? Uh, so I don't know. I got to fail a bunch of times before I change it, I guess. Um, I did like how the crow's feet were coming out on his eyes. However, I was noticing that like if the light is coming up at his face, like I was putting the black line in the wrong direction. I should have put it above the highlight of it. I didn't notice that till after, but then when I seen it, I didn't want to correct it because it was like, yeah, it looks cool enough. And still trying to. Oh, here's coming with these highlights. Oh my gosh. Oh, and then David Finch and I don't know if I noticed Eric Grove using his fingers, but Dave was he would like to blend the color in to kind of like make it match up. He would smear it with his fingers, but I don't like getting this stuff all over my fingers. So I grabbed a paper towel to kind of like put it down, and I lift it up, and then there's like 40% of it gets left on the paper, so it kind of like slowly blends in. It reminds me of putting a gradation on when you're using like Photoshop or Clip Studio, whatever. Okay, so here's what I'm talking about. I'm just going crazy with these highlights. Like it's getting ridiculous. This guy's got like uh, it looked, yeah. It's just I went crazy with it, and then I was highlighting his eyebrows, which I couldn't quite figure out how I wanted to do the eyebrows. So I didn't really know what to do. So I kind of left them alone, and I'm still highlighting. Holy cow! Enough with this highlighting pen. That I picked way too much of a difference between the highlighting. I mean, I could use this pen as the ultimate highlighter, where you just put like a dot here and there. I think next time I do something like this, I'll pick a highlighter. I guess no, I don't want to call it a highlighter, but like a brighter pen that's not such a stark difference. But that's part of the learning process, I guess. Very frustrating, but I mean, I heard it said, that frustration when you're getting frustrated and when you're learning, then that's a good thing because I mean that means you're learning. You're like you're trying to look for the answer. So that's a good sign anyway. The only thing is like I don't know, like a lot of people maybe it's like working out, that whole no pain, no gain thing. Like maybe that's how it is. Like with how you could look at it when doing art. It's like, well, if you're not getting frustrated, are you learning? And people that get frustrated and they quit and they say that I'm sure if you're an artist and you're watching this, a lot of people have told you that they can't draw a straight line or they can't draw a stick figure. It's like, oh yeah, of course. I mean, basically, they're just saying I got frustrated and I wanted to do something else. Is kind of how I take it. Okay, thank God. I'm finally I'm done with these silly. I mean, it kind of looks cool, but like just overkill with that the lines I was throwing on for highlights. And then also for the hair, I think I should have made the head not so wide, like make it even skinnier, like a little micro, more of a micro head to emphasize how big he is. But I mean, the head comes out all right. I Right now it just looks like his hair needs to get a little bit bigger. But I mean, I'll adjust that. Excuse me. And then I was also thinking too, like when I put the hair strands across his face, that Bob Ross, all right, bravery test time, because I don't know. Sometimes you're like, oh no, I messed that up. And then you got to go over and paint on top of it. But that's a good thing about these acrylics is that if you mess up, you can just go right on top of it again. These acrylics stack really well. They don't. They're not like colored pencils where I don't know what do they call it, scumbling or something like that. Colored pencils when you press hard and go over one and try to put as many layers as you can, but it's still transparent, so it doesn't quite cover up a mistake. I mean, it's good for blending, but yeah, not good for correction. But I mean, I was happy with how the hair came out, so it was fine. And then I went to the eyes, and I was like, okay, I think I'm getting done. But the more I looked at the face and those stupid highlights, I was trying to think of. Oh, and then I try to do this hatching, a little bit of cross hatching. It's like, oh, I was figuring I'll just tone everything down by hand using these hatches. I think it kind of looks a little bit cool, but I'm, I didn't want to do this much hatching in the first place. I wanted to let the paint speak for itself. But I mean, that I think that's a good and a bad thing to rely on, your like, what do they call it? Like draftsmanship skills to tone down the painting or improve the painting, whatever. And the ears, yeah, I like to draw big dumb ears because they just look cool to me. I mean, I don't think they're big dumb ears, but I mean, like they're much bigger than what you really need. Uh, but as long as I find them appealing, I'm gonna keep doing them that way. Pick that up from Todd McFarlane. At some point, I'm trying to like darken everything in and make some adjust my line weights. I think I keep adjusting the line weights for the more I do corrections. Here I was trying to do a highlight in the middle of the forehead. I think it turned out all right. I try to tone down the parts that kind of overlapped and formed weird lines. Um, I think on the forehead is where I use too much of the hatching, and I want to get rid of those highlights, but then I'm like enforcing how they I'm enforcing the highlights really by putting that black line behind them and just doing some corrections on the hair where I was overlapping or went over it with the hatching. This I didn't want to. I didn't know what to do first for correcting the hair. I mean the hair, the face, because the face is bothering me this whole time. But I just wanted to go to the hair because I knew the kind of line patterns for the hair that I wanted. And to me, the hair is it's all right. I didn't put any highlights or anything, but for the line weights and the like hair pattern, I'm fine with it. However, like multiple times, like I said, I come back, I look at this thing, and it's like, no, I'll just add a little bit more. And that's where the frustration was really getting me. It's like, come on, I should just work on this for like 4 more minutes and call it done. I'll learn on the next one. But I wouldn't let that happen. And then I always slide this to the left or the right so I could, because I'm recording this with my phone. So the phone holder is like right in the middle. And when I have the picture in the middle, I can't see it very well. So I have to slide it to the left. And when you look at it on the camera, it feels like you could spot mistakes better than when you look at it by itself. It's kind of like looking at it in a mirror, or when you get up and walk away for like an hour or two, and then you come back and then you notice things you haven't seen before. That's how I view looking at it in the phone camera. Also, I have this phone like right next to my face. It's I got like his arm that kind of retracts and you push it forward and left and right. But it's like right by my shoulder and the phone is right by my face. So I'm trying not to move this, uh, move the dash can there, to its side so I could, it'd be easier for my hand to do some drawing. So because I don't want to do that, I mean, I eventually do that once on here. I have to like dip my elbow and shoulder like below the camera arm, and just to get the angles I want, like what I'm doing right there. And I keep moving my hand, like see now my hand's above it, and then it goes below and on the side. It's a lot of me kind of like ducking under the camera arm. I think the tendons came out all right. I like those. These eyebrows give me a lot of trouble. Like they look annoying, and then they look ugly, and now they're just okay to me. I can see that the Sakal's left eyebrow is higher than the right eyebrow, than his right eyebrow, which is eventually I noticed that, but it's not going to be for like another 5 minutes. I mean, 5 minutes to us, it was at the time, it was probably like 4 hours to me. Because, like I said, I went over to my brother's and I came back, and then I was like, "Oh yeah, I better do the audio for this." And then looking at the picture, I'm like, "Ah, man, forget that. I got to fix some stuff." Which I don't know. I think it's a good thing because whoever wins this, uh, I'll have this on. I believe I'm going on another live stream next week. But yeah, so anyway, on that live stream, the one of the backers will win this. One of the people that backed physically, anyway. So then I could just add this ash can on. It only weighs 1 ounce, so it won't really make a difference in the. I wouldn't have to pay any extra money for the shipping. And there was 5 winners so far, so I think it's a pretty good chance. I mean, I have 26 backers right now, so it's a pretty good chance that, and five of those guys won. So I mean, not going to win double. So yeah, chances are pretty good. Oh, and I slowed this down because this is my battery ran out too when I was doing this, and then I was um, impatiently waiting for my battery to charge up. So I did a little extra touching up. When it got charged again, I went in. I tried to make the eyes look like they're glowing. Uh, I won't say it's. I mean, I think it looks better having that on there than not having it on there, but it didn't come out as cool as I'd like. I have to figure out something, how to make how a better way to make these eyes look like they're glowing. I'm sure there's got to be a YouTube video on it. And that and experimenting and study. All right. And now I'm doing thickening up the hair outlines for the most part. The light source is coming from the bottom, so I kind of double up the line weights on the top parts of the hair for the most part. Like, I do like the face. I mean, it's just there's some parts that are attracting too much attention to me, like the outer part. Here's where I was like, man, fuck this. I'm gonna turn this thing and start the because it sucked having to keep ducking under this with my shoulder under that arm that's holding the camera. But yeah, the gums above the teeth and below the teeth there, like that's just highlighted too much. Like I shouldn't even have outlined it with the pen. Here is when because you see now I'm just going off of lamp light. That's why there's such a big reflection. I didn't really notice that, but this is the first time I go back to it. There'll be a second, or this is the second time I went back to it. So there'll be a third and a fourth. Um, all right. Looks like I got just over a minute. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. I'll I don't really have a set schedule for uploading the videos, but I'm aiming for one a week at least. Sometimes there'll be two. If there's more, then um, I guess I'm excited about that. I hope you liked the video. Please check the link in the description for the Kickstarter. Um, yeah, if you check that out, and or if you want to give me feedback on it, that'd be great too. Uh, any last remarks? Be good to each other. All right, take it easy.